Welcome back, it's me, DJ Kalme clicking now. Today is Tuesday. Today's illustration will be based on how to create hi-hats using a subtractive mono synthesizer. In this tutorial, I'm not going to do it from scratch like I did with my previous snare drum creation, for the fact that it's going to be harder for me to hold the phone and with the right hand, with my left hand holding the phone and the right hand using the mouse and being able to demonstrate, from step A all the way to step Z, or step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, complete it, whatever. So in this video, I'm just going to go over, the patch is already done, I already did it, but I'm going to explain to you how you should do it. So first of all, since it's very difficult for me to do this because no one's here helping me and I'm only the one using my smartphone while I'm recording, and please forgive me for me shaking the phone quite often. I'm very sorry about that. Okay, let's start. First isolated triangle wave, the chemical equation known as a true 3 octave. This is the barrier that breaks everything. Once you know how to synthesize the snare drum patch, you can apply the same principle to hats, and this will apply to every other instrumentation, and then you just reverse engineer this to make pads and so on and forth, whatever. But today is the drum classes, and I'm the drum master. Once again, you second isolator, you would put a 30 wave format, or it might be a 29, but I think it's a 30th, where this itself being fed, because this is in the second isolator and it's auto routed to the noise, but that's the icing of the cake. Without it, first we'll preview it and try to get your decay and your sustain 0 0 0 0. The only thing that's going to change when you make open hats is this will be up higher, so that the delay, so that there could be a small delay and the hats could ring out further. But since these are closed hats, you're going to keep them as short as possible. Let's see how it sounds. Let me increase the volume to 10. And let's go to my MIDI keyboard. My MIDI keyboard's right here. Let's see how it sounds. Okay. And it sounds rather strange, but because I'm using FM, you can make the hats, the close hats, just without using FM synthesis or even ring modulation, which is right here. But usually it will sound too static, You could get away with it. But right here I'm showing you the basics, and anyways, when I enable the noise, the hat will sound a little bit more enhanced. Let's see how it sounds. See? In the key of C. Well, anyways, the drum's chromatic, and remember, low bandwidth, mono, 1 poly voice, mono. The key is mono, subtractor mono. After you become good at synthesizing drums, then you can further do everything else, but modulation is important. Notice how I use the LFO, but I use the triangle wave, and look at the rate that I'm using, and the amount, hardly no amount. But look, I'm modulating isolator 2 right here, and I'm using quite 80% frequency modulation. However, I only detuned it by 3 and -5. And as you can see up here in the semi, supposedly the true FM synthesis, you gotta vary this up here from 7 to 5 to 3. But we're not using that. However, we still are using FM synthesis, not ring modulation, because ring modulation will be enabled, and I think this is all far right. But we're not doing that. We're using FM synthesis, as you can see. So let's go in here, and yes, right here it's kind of static because I didn't even do velocity changing, because that's what you would do. Some of these will be up and lower, up, lower, to give it more dynamics. But right here is the illustration how to build a regular hat. Let's hear it. Let's hear what the sequencer is looped on 1 bar. And let's hear it in action. And let's hear with the rest of the primary drum loop. here with the main primary motive. Okay, notice how I brought down the volume, right? The only reason why it sounds like that, let's just play this right now. Let's mute the rest, and I'm gonna show you right here. Really, initially you will start with a high pass, to be honest, but I'm using a band pass, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, sir, I am. According to the frequency, but that could change. The hat itself could change dramatically. Let's play it. Let's see if it's gonna play. Let's play it. Watch as I move the filter. See, that would be a little bit more acceptable because it was ringing out too loud. It was a little bit obnoxious, so I still lowered the main channel right here. So it's all in the filter. But usually you would start out with a high pass, but see, look, you get so many different variations of the close hat. But here's a little different. There you go with the high pass, right there. Initially, this is where you will begin. But, since I already am more experienced, I will go to the band pass, but I would take this all the way up. So right there is actually the primary, the stricken hat. Well, I add more of a logical, more enrichment of the actual white noise to further out, enhance the transient. Oh, I couldn't even see the, anyways, I couldn't even see, where is it at? Oh, right there. Jesus, I couldn't even see the cursor. Okay, let's play it. Now, if you want to do the open hats, you will raise this up. What do we have it at? 0.20? Look at that, even at 16 it sounds even better. Short as true close hi-hats. So that's pretty much it. To do the open hat, as I just demonstrated recently right now, a few seconds ago, I went up with the delay, the decay parameter on the amplitude envelope. I pushed it up further and it created the open hat. So like I was saying, really wish I could have a HD camera and a tripod, but a good camera so I could really do these live drum classes better, because this is too hard for me. My hand's already hurting and I know I'm shaking the phone quite often, and I apologize for that. But once again, let's look at the equation is right there. Remember that. Besides the phase modulation, I wouldn't mess with that. And notice how I didn't even multiply or take away. I kept it static to do nothing. But I'm using the triangle wave. First isolate 3 octave. They tune it by 3. Second isolate 30 wave format, because it does self, by doing FM, this by itself creates a rings out and it creates noise. However, I didn't pinpoint it correctly, but still I enriched it with the noise, which is built into the second isolator. And I didn't really do too much modulation on the modulation envelope. As you can see by the amount, there's nothing right there. Yet I'm using the isolator too to do this. But it's all in the filter right there. And I'm using the band pass slope. Once you know where your resonance is, this, of course you don't see no resonance in here. But once you know where your frequencies are and how they behave according to what notches, what high pass is, band pass, low pass 24. You could further create better timbres, good soundscapes, good pads that slowly come in and out, but this is the drum class today. Remember, the chemical equation, the known equation is this: no attack, no sustain, no release. No attack, no sustain, no release. Decay parameter, filter envelope, right below the decay parameter, the amplitude envelope. This has to be like this. If you could master that, you will make good music and you will become a true drum master. Let's go ahead and play the track. But let me take off the loop so it won't loop on this one bar. Let's see from breakdown right here.